and lazy, really. I mean, I ate some good things.
Sure, but it was a change from the
Yeah.
previous. It doesn't have to be terrible, just it was different.
And I remember, hitting the fast food drive-thru. Gross. Nowadays, no way in hell. That would never in a million years happen. But at the time, that was okay. I'm like, woo, gotta get something to eat.
And was this when you were running too and marathoning, or yeah?
Well, let me think. I'm trying to think when I really... because I ran track in high school, but then I kind of got away from it for a little while. Did I actually do what is it? It's 2018. So I did my first marathon in June of 99. I remember that. So
So it may have been another stage, kind of.
Yeah, I was
were you
26,
still living in
27. Was I still out there? I think so.
In 99.
I think my sis.
This does not work. 26. Okay. Should we kind of transition into your marathoning phase there, since you mentioned it? Or running?
Yeah, I'm still a member of the Badgerland Striders, but I was really into it. I've been a race director for a bunch of different runs, and, it was always for something good, hey, it's the Komen, Race for the Cure, and they were always raising money to help fight cancer or something good, so I'm like, woohoo, hey, let's, get involved, and,
you said you were eating gluten and dairy. I mean, presumably you were in that previous stage too, right?
Carbo loading.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they train you to do. I was following the plan. I said, I don't know anything about this. You guys are the experts. And they're like, you got a carbo load. You got you need some pasta. And, the spaghetti dinners, the pancake breakfast, you name it. It was like, okay. And then I'd get up and try to run. I'm like, I was so, so much inflammation in my body from all of this goo that I had been eating instead of plant-based food.
Yeah.
So it was not reacting well, but...
And you said specifically you had breathing issues?
Yeah. So, I'm going into the allergy and asthma specialists, and they're poking and prodding me to try to figure out what I'm allergic to, and finally it's just they're like, you're not allergic to anything. They're like, we've tested you for everything under the sun. I'm like, there's gotta be something. I'm like, when I eat certain foods, I'm like, I'm starting to catch on. I feel like I can't breathe as well.
Yeah.
And I was, we went through the whole battery, and I said, okay, it seems like when I eat, stuff like tacos, maybe it's worse. Okay, so we figured maybe it was the spiciness or whatever. No, it was the stupid flour shell.
Yeah, sure.
Wrapping up the taco or burrito. I'm like,
one thing you don't think about.
It couldn't be that. My favorite food was Triscuits and sharp cheddar cheese.
Yeah.
That was my little comfort food. It's like, well, I need something safe, and Mom always said, eat something hearty, some whole grains, some, whatever. And I'm like, hey, we're in Wisconsin, some good cheese, that'll be safe, right? Oh, and here's another thing, as a kid. Oh, honey, you got a tummy ache again? Oh, here, have some more milk. Oh, that'll help. Oh my God, that shit was killing me. So I always had stomach issues as a kid, I'm like, and then my sisters are like, oh, you're just faking it for attention. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure I'm going to die. I'm like, something is wrong with my stomach.
But you were the only one in your family that was bothered by it in the same way.
Apparently. Yeah. I'm like, how does nobody else? I don't understand.
Yeah. Well, you're different, so it was.
Yeah.
Everybody's different in that way. Okay, so you're still so this time you kind of did you know when you were in that 18 range, or when you were 26 and marathoning, you knew that your upbringing was different in the food area,
yeah.
Right? Okay, all right. So that wasn't like a surprise, because when you were living with roommates, were other people talking about, well, I don't know how to cook. Well, let me take a step back. Did you learn how to cook from your mom?
Kind of, but I just don't feel like she's the sweetest woman in the world. I love
Yes.
her for teaching me to garden, but she's not really a very good cook.
Yes. Okay.
She doesn't have a whole lot of real culinary skills.
All right.
Sorry, Mom.
No, it's not. But like boiling water, chopping vegetables.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
just like basic. Like even if it's not high, like just like some people don't get that at all from their parents. Like don't know how to chop a vegetable, don't know how to turn on the stove, don't know how to like. Okay.
I was
so
like,
even if it wasn't high skill, it was.
Yeah, I mean, I was
like
chief
basics.
pancake flipper.
Okay, yeah.
I know the proper way to prepare food. It's
Yes.
I would say yes. So yes, we'll give her some credit. It was just the seasoning aspect that she
Yes.
needed a little work on.
Got it.
You know, like how do you prepare things al dente and with some kind of taste? Not too good in that department.
Right,
Just
right.
cook the hell out of the zucchini until it's all mush. Like
Right. But just like in the garden, you were included in the kitchen
Oh yeah.
apparatus. Okay. Included in the kitchen, right? And that kind of gives you that base then for acquiring what you ended up acquiring. So, all right. So you're cooking some with your roommates, but not intensively, right? Okay. And then when you're running, again, you've kind of switched. You're following the runner's diet. You know,
Right.
what was kind of recommended there. Are you still with roommates in this time? Are you cooking for them? Do you remember?
Where were
Was it
they?
26? You said 1999 when you ran your first marathon, so I kind of that first stage there.
You know, yeah, I was living with other people who really had bad eating habits. So I was trying to be the good example, and you know. We're talking, you know, like I remember the 80s when fat was bad.
Yeah.
And everything had to be low fat, which meant really high sugar.
Yeah, I remember that too.
So, margarine. Oh, that must be better than butter, right? Yep.
Yeah.
So I remember like encouraging everybody to eat low fat, you know, sour cream and low fat everything. And I was like, I'm dragging people along with me. Already then I was like, all right. I want the people around me to be healthy, so I have to encourage them to, you know, eat like I do, and I was trying, but...
Was this in Oconomowoc as well? You said that's right, when you were at least for...
You know, I would say...
Maybe
I kind of moved around. I lived in Pewaukee for a while. You know, I lived with my sister in West Milwaukee.
Okay. But you were evangelizing. You were still evangelizing the food, just
Pretty much.
different foods. Okay. Still low meat at that time? The same way you were growing up, or?
Nah, I would say I was pretty heavy on the meat.
Okay.
And definitely in the 20s.
What kind of proteins?
Oh, I seem to remember really liking pork chops. Now I'm trying really hard to avoid pig, but it's so tasty.
It is very good.
So tasty.
It just takes you just need a little bit, right?
You know, like some nice Newski's bacon or something? Oh my god. I got a friend who's a vegetarian, except for Newski's bacon. That's the only meat you eat. I'm like, well,
That's a very common type of vegetarian.
you got standards. If I'm going to eat meat, it's going to be really good bacon.
Right. It's
Okay.
not going to be just included at every meal. All right. So then you, at some point, you must have this diagnosis where you figure out your food sensitivity. So when did that happen?
You know, it was an ongoing, it was really seriously ongoing. I mean, I figured out the lactose thing while I was still in Oconomowoc. Okay, let me think. When did I start there? 18. That was probably the 90s when I figured out that
Okay.
for sure digesting milk products was an issue for me. And that was right about the time that they invented Lactaid. You know, where other people figured out, hey, some people can't digest milk. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm one of them.
Right.
So once that was on the market, I was actually the buyer for that department at the grocery store. So I'm like, and they came in, hey, we have this new product. I'm like, oh, what's that for? I'm like, maybe I should try that. Like, oh my God, that's the problem.
Yeah.
So-
Didn't have that response.
Okay, so we figured out that one. Okay, but then it was years later before I figured out the gluten. I'm thinking not even that many, really, like less than 10.
Okay. Sure.
ago that I finally figured out that, hey, this is